Hello everybody, this is Master Joe. When I review of the vintage GIJOE figures. Today we look at 1990 Salvo. Well, Salvo is an anti-armor troop, and he is in the GIJOE team. He is a person who can up against Metalhead in the Iron Grenadier under Destro's control. We know that Metalhead is an anti-tank specialist, and Salvo is an anti-armor specialist. So these two guys are just like Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They are arch enemies. And also in the Dig animation, Salvo made his first appearance in the episode number 6, and same as the Metalhead. At the very beginning, the Metalhead really attack GIJOE, give them a headache. And in the end of that episode, our Salvo just forced Metalhead to run away, and that is a very interesting plot. And also in the comic book, issue number 114, our Salvo made his first appearance. In that issue, actually, our Salvo and Rock and Roll, the third version of Rock and Roll, they up against Metalhead together, and that is also a very interesting issue. So before we look at this figure, let's read his file card to get information about this guy. Alright, so here is the file card. His codename is Salvo. So Salvo means shooting out together. And here, he's an anti-armor chopper. His file name is Hassel David. We know that Hassel David is a designer in Hasbro, and he designed Salvo's rocket launcher. So later on, we'll see the details of this rocket launcher. Alright, so his primary military specialty is anti-armor chopper. His second military specialty is tow dragon repair technician. His birthplace is Arlington, Virginia. And here is some information about Salvo. Salvo has a deep distrust for high-tech weapon system with laser range finders, targeting computers, and microcircuit, heat-seeking detonation components. Such complexity makes them inherently unreliable, especially in chaotic battlefield conditions where dependability is the name of the game. Salvo prefers to carry great quantities of conventional weaponry to overwhelm enemy forces with massive expenditures, sheer firepower, rather than battle them with sophisticated electronic hardware. So which means our Salvo and Metalhead, there are two types of person. And we know that a Metalhead really rely on those computer things. Well, here, Salvo doesn't believe in wasting perfectly good ammunition on wooden targets on firing range. Instead, it rather tests his anti-armor projectiles on actual enemy tanks and armored personnel carriers such as Cobra, his tank 2. And nothing aggravated Salvo more than go out on a patrol and not find any Cobra targets to blow away. That would mean he will have to lug all his unused ordnance back to GIJOE headquarters, and he doesn't enjoy at all. Well, so here is a Salvo. He is a person who believes in who has the bigger feast and a longer stick is the winner of the game. So let's see the figure here. Well, so here is the figure Salvo, and he has a lot of beautiful accessories, and especially this one. Let's see this one first. Alright, so this is a weapon. It is a rocket launcher with 5 rockets settled there, and this is a holding bar. Right, and there is a scope here. It is very detail molded. So this weapon designer's name is Hassel David, and Hassel David also our Salvo's name. So his name is tribute to the designer, and the designer just designed a finger flipping mechanism. Like here is the stick. We can flip this to shoot it out each next to. Okay, it is very cool. And actually, this weapon is based on. Okay, this M202A1, and this weapon is designed around the 70s, and also this weapon makes the first appearance in the Vietnam War. So this weapon actually, you can hold here, and here is the scope. You can pull this part back to load the missiles here, and actually there are 4 rockets set up there. Okay, and also each of the rockets can launch together or each next to. Okay, you can just hold here and then shoot the enemy. Actually, this weapon is a 1/6 scale, and our rocket launcher here is 1/18 scale. They do look similar. Okay, and this weapon is actually from the movie Commando by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And in the movie, he's using this rocket launcher to shoot the enemies. Right, so let's see this rocket launcher. There are a lot of details here and the back also. Okay, and this part is very fragile and it's very easily broken. So you can pull this in the Salvo's hand, let him hold it. All right, so you should find the correct angle, and it is a very cool weapon. So let's put the rocket inside of there. All right, so here is a rocket launcher, and back there you can flip this with your fingertip, and thanks to Hassel David, we can just shoot them out together. or each next to. All right, so this is a very cool rocket launcher. So let's see the next accessory here. Well, so here is the anti-tank mine launcher, and there are 5 mines here. I believe there are the magnetic mine, because usually during the Second World War, there are some tanks with this Zimmerite. And Zimmerite is a paste-like thing which applied to the tank as an insulation between the tanks and this kind of magnetic mine. It is called Zimmerite in German. Right, so here is some bullet here. We can see this is also can shoot out some bullet. And if you watch Terminator, you can see Arnold Schwarzenegger just using this kind of gun to blow the T-1000's head. All right, and also you can take this part down. Okay, here is a little rack here, so you can put on these 2 mine rack. It is a very cool weapon, and it's very detailed. And it feels very sturdy. The hand can hold here, and also this part can just sit next to the arm very securely. All right, and next is this briefcase. We know that Salvo is not a technician guy, so he is carrying this, I believe, is like a meditation add-up, not putting this kind of bigger rocket, maybe some anti-tank mine inside of there. And the next is this helmet, and this helmet just reminds me of the Robocock's Morphe. And also looks really similar, and if you take it off, it still looks very similar to the Morphe here. And also this one is rubber tester. We know that this visor is different from the metal head, because on metal head there are some computer reading here, and on him just average visor, just to block some dust and some smokes on the battlefield. So let's see the figure here. And on his head there are red eyes and red eyebrow. Looks like he's in the battlefield really killing people, really killing until his eyes are getting red. And here are logos here, and it said the right of the might. So which means this guy really believed in the feast. And also the t-shirt is kind of plain because he already has 2 very big heavy weapons. And on his both legs there are some ammunitions, a bullet belt around here. And I believe they are the bullet for the M2 .50 caliber gun. And also that gun is also used by Roadblock, because our Salvo here, he's not interested in using some small arms. He only interested in some heavy weapons. So let's see the articulation of this figure, and his head can go back and forth, left to right, and also can tilt a little bit because there's a bolt inside of there. His arm can rotate and can bend at the elbow, can swivel, no problem. And his torso can move around, can go back and forth and tilt to the side because there's O-ring inside of there. And his leg can lift up, knee bend down, no problem. All right, so his brand name is behind him, and it said made in China. And also in his inner leg, that is the ear, is 1990. So now let's put on his accessories. All right, the first accessory is this helmet. Let's throw it on him. All right, and the next weapon is this backpack. Okay, and also there are 5 missiles here. And also here is the mine launcher. Okay, and last but not least is this briefcase. All right, so this is figure Salvo, and it's very cool. He's an arch enemy of Metalhead. And if you like today's video, please press like and subscribe to my channel, and also leave some comments here. We can talk about these figures because we're all fans of G.I. Joe. And also please subscribe to my channel because your subscribe is really my motivation to make more of these videos here in the future. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.